YouTube friends, this is what we're using today in our goat's milk pumpkin soap, pumpkin patch fragrance oil, goat's milk frozen, pureed pumpkin, pumpkin pie spice. My oil is just olive oil and coconut and some oatmeal. Here now ready to start to make my pumpkin soap. So the fragrance is pumpkin patch, but this is really a pumpkin pie design. The fragrance it's from Sapphire Blue, and it says in the description that it does not have any vanilla, but it darkens to a dark brown. So I'm using that in my design. I'm going to add to it, so this is my goat's milk in ice cubes here. So this is going to take about 20 minutes to get this the lye into the goat's milk. I actually enjoy doing this. This isn't something tedious to me. I enjoy this process, so I just slowly add the lye and stir in the cubes. I'm making 4 goat's milk soaps in a row. I'm only going to show you 2 of them, which is this one, pumpkin, and the next one I'm going to show you cinnamon. And then I'm also going to make carrot and tea tree mint, and you've seen those ones, so I'm not going to show them. You might see them in another video because these are being taken to a museum, and the public is going to be allowed to cut them. And I may or may not show some of that. Depends on how the public feels about being on YouTube. And what else? I'm going to add some oatmeal. And I'm going to add the puree. Now, this is just pumpkin. Well, if you're doing stuff like this, always make sure, check the ingredients and make sure it doesn't have sugar. Now I've actually never made a pumpkin pie in my life. I enjoy eating them. I've never made them. But I have used this for cat health. I had a cat that had like constipation problems. I don't know if this is TMI, but it's a cat. It's not me, okay? So my my cat had some the poor dear cat. He died of cancer in the end. He was getting old. Now, if you have a cat that seems to be straining and having a hard time, that's actually maybe what I'll do with the rest of this. I'm only going to use half this can. I think I'll feed the other half to my cats, help them clear their system out. That's what I'm doing with the pumpkin puree. I'm adding half of it to the soap, and this half to Jenkins, and this half to Pepper. Luckily, we're stocked up on kitty litter. So, just thought I'd tell you, it's kind of an interesting thing about pumpkin. I had a vet tell me that. My poor aged cat was having troubles, and that's what he said. He said, just stir some pumpkin into his puree food. And that's what I did, and sure enough, helped the poor old guy. I guess it's like prunes for people, right? This is going to be just one color throughout, and then I'm going to do the white topping on top, which I'm going to try really hard to make look like whipped cream. We'll see how I do. It'll look like whipped cream or some kind of frosting. We'll see how successful I am. I have 2 tips I'm going to use today. Let's see, this one and this one. I'm going to use both of them just intermittently, back and forth, to see how I do, which one works best, etc. Maybe both work, to see which has more of a whipped cream kind of look to it. I absolutely love pumpkin pie. And the reviews on this fragrance are really good. People who have used it. I always read the reviews if there are any. People who have used this fragrance have absolutely loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So my little joke at the beginning about Christmas, countdown to Christmas, I put that in there. That was relevant but right before I started to make this soap. That was the countdown to Christmas. And it is relevant. The reason I put that in there is I'm not going to start playing Christmas music, but It's almost August, and these soaps I make are really best after 3 to 4 months cure. So if I want to sell these at the Christmas markets, I need to make these soaps right now. So that's what I'm doing. I'm booked for 3 Christmas markets. I'm booked for 1 October market, which I'm very excited about, and 3 Christmas markets in November. I'm going to make, I think only 1 totally Christmas themed soap, just candy cane. Otherwise, this is it. These cinnamon, pumpkin, warm, make some more of my coffee soap. I'm almost out. I'm not going to get too much into any other Christmas themes. Because if they don't sell, then you, after January, what do you do with them? Keep them for the next year, I suppose. But sometimes the fragrance will fade. I have some of these soaps from last year, my cinnamon soap, and the fragrance has not faded. They still smell wonderful. So I think I'll play you some music so you don't have to sit here for 20 minutes listening to me babble about Christmas. And I'm just going to mix up. This is going to be a pretty simple soap, no colors, because this darkens itself. This darkens to dark brown. So you're going to see perhaps the pumpkin and the oatmeal might come through and add some interest. And I didn't show this. This is going to be sprinkled on the top of the frosting if the frosting works. Right, so I hope you enjoy, and I'll play you a pretty song.
There's a story about a star so bright it lit the way through the darkest night for those who thought all hope had died and had nothing but emptiness inside. And the star that shone led them to a place, and a tiny child in a humble space. And as they tried to fathom what this meant, they knew that nothing would ever be the same again. Light a candle in the darkest room to dispel every trace of gloom for those who feel all hope has died and have nothing but emptiness inside. And the light that shines is a spark of truth, like the rising sun when the day is new. Though we may not feel we're strong enough, that light in us is the voice of love.
Here is our finished loaf. I am not going to cut it, so that's why I called this video just the making video. But I'll show you the loaf. It turned out exactly like I wanted it to. It is from the puree, and I put the puree and oatmeal in it, and I'm hoping that that's going to hold this pretty color. It really looks like pumpkin pie filling. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.